Hey guys, in today's video, I am going to teach you how to make the bar from the bar and platform training setup that will allow you to take your band training to the next level. If you are interested in making your own platform, don't worry, there is a video link down in the description as well that will take you to a video that will teach you how to do that. So if you are interested in being able to replicate your favorite exercises that you'd be doing in the gym, like this deadlift or this squat, you are definitely going to need the bar and platform to do that. If you haven't already seen it, I would definitely suggest taking a look at the description below for a link to my introduction video where I talk about everything you need in order to train like this at home. Whether you are an advanced lifter, an intermediate, or just a beginner looking to get into better shape, there is something here for you, and absolutely anyone can afford this simple system so you can take your training to the next level at home. All right, let's take a quick minute and talk about the two types of pipe that are available so you can make your bar. So the first kind of pipe is black steel pipe. Black steel pipe, I would say, is the second choice, but I'm going to talk about it just because that is all that some people are going to be able to get. Now, black steel pipe is not quite as good as the galvanized pipe because it is not as corrosion resistant and will ultimately need to be painted in order to keep it from rusting. Further, it does come with an anti-rust coating that you are going to have to clean off, and you're probably going to have to try and strip some of the paint that's on there so you can get the paint that you're going to put on it to adhere. So this leads me to the first choice, the galvanized steel pipe. Galvanized steel pipe is a lot lower maintenance. You can basically finish it, sand it, and forget it, and not have to worry about doing any sort of upkeep. So when you're picking the pipes, you are going to want a 1-inch diameter pipe. Now, 1 inch refers to the inside diameter pipe as opposed to the outside diameter of the pipe. Because when you go to the store, you might pick it up and you go, yeah, you know what? I don't think that's 1 inch. That's a little bit bigger, and you'd be right. The outside diameter of the pipe is 1.3 inches. Now, that's actually a good thing because it is a lot better on your hands and a lot better on your grip. And at the same time, it is also going to be a lot stronger than a 1-inch outside diameter pipe. Some of you are going to be lucky and the hardware store you are going to go to will actually cut the pipe down for you. If that is the case, you are going to want it to be cut down to 32 inches. You just need to make 100% sure that they cut the threads off of both sides because the threads are sharp. As you can imagine, the number one enemy of your bands is a sharp edge or sharp object. Coming into contact with a sharp edge or sharp object can immediately cause your bands to be trashed and have to be thrown in the garbage. So just an FYI, absolutely all of the tools that I'm going to use in this video, I picked up from the dollar store. Now, the reason I did that is to show you that absolutely anyone can do this, whether you're a very handy person with tons of tools or you're a person who can hardly turn a screw. All right, and here's everything you need to do this job. We have our 1-inch galvanized steel pipe, which has to be in excess of 32 inches, obviously, because that's what we're cutting it down to, and we need to factor in that the threads have to be removed. You have your hacksaw, some spare blades just in case, a measuring tape, marker, some masking tape, some sandpaper, and a sanding block. Both the sanding block and masking tape are optional, but good to have. And obviously, if you have power tools, you would be using those in place of the manual tools here. However, you would still need to use the sandpaper to finish the job. Just remember, if you're using power tools, wear your proper eye and ear protection, because if something like a grinder blade snaps off, it can cause some serious problems, and it's not worth losing an eye over. Step number 1 is cutting off one of the threads on the end of the pipe, and that is where we measure our 32 inches from. So you see here, I am using a miter box because I have it around. If you don't have one, don't worry about it. No big deal. It's just convenient. And without the miter box, basically you get the same job done. However, just make sure that you don't rush it and you keep your cut straight. And as you see at the end, we got a pretty neat and clean cut here on the threaded end. All right, so now I am measuring out my line to 32 inches, and I am now marking it at the 32-inch mark. And remember, measure twice, cut once. And this time I'm not going to be using the miter box at all, so I am taking a piece of tape and wrapping it around the bar so I have a bit of a template to keep my cuts straight and in line. All right, so here we are cutting without the miter box. Just make sure when you start out, you start with some light pressure because you don't want it hopping all over and messing up your bar. And here we are. I've got the end off. It took me about 8 minutes or so. And as you see, I am comparing the ends between the one I cut with the miter box and the one without the miter box. And they both turned out just fine. So now we're on to sanding. You can use the sanding block and the sandpaper, either or a combination of both of them if you choose. Just make sure you keep checking as you sand for any sharp edges or anything, because those will damage your bands. Just do make sure though when you are sanding to use even pressure, and don't push too hard when you are checking for any burrs or sharp edges, because you could end up cutting your finger. Just light pressure, and if there's something that's sticking up, address it again with some sanding, and that way you will have a nice smooth bar. Now we're all done. I'm just giving the bar a quick wipe down with some Lysol to get the dust off, and this is our finished product. So there you go. There is our finished product. There is our bar. Only took me about 20 minutes from start to finish, all the way from measuring it to cutting it without even using a power tool, using only tools that I picked up from the dollar store. No joke. That's how I did this in my basement. No problem. All right, so now it's time to take this bar for a spin. I am a little bit overdue for today's workout, so you guys are gonna have to excuse me, and I hope that this video was informative and helpful, and that you are able to get everything you need to get started and get on track to having your own home gym and training at home for some real results.